So as far as taking into consideration the mental well-being, understand that I think kids should adopt and accept change, constant change for them lives openly. Now I think this will teach everybody at a much earlier age to be what you call adaptable, more flexible, and you want that. I want kids to learn that that's the skill that will be more useful to you than almost anything in life. The exact grades won't matter. How you acted in times of uncertainty, that would really help. So instead of thinking of these times as, okay, you know what, this is very unique, it'll never happen again, assume that this is how going to be the norm. And so what you start training yourself is thinking, how would I behave where things are always changing? Yeah. So the change becomes the constant. If you accept that, then the worry goes away. Do not worry too much about what's going to happen. I mean, for all our belief systems that we have, it's not in our hands. So why worry about that? What you worry is how you react to that. And if everything is changing all the time, that means you shouldn't be stuck to the past. Keep changing all the time with it. So I think it's going to surface for us those individuals that are ready for the next wave of revolutions and technology and how the world will change drastically in the next 10 years. COVID or not COVID, the world was going to change drastically in the next 10 years. Yeah. So, and there are things that we already see on the horizon, that people who are not open to change are resisting NFTs, are resisting blockchain, are resisting, crypto. But the idea is not that treat them as fad, but treat them as that this is a constant change you're going to have and keep learning. So for those students who are learning right now, understand that this idea of learning is now a constant for life. I'm still learning. We need to learn how blockchain works to understand how NFTs work, right?
Yeah,
for example.
I'm so sure like a metaverse school would not be out of the
absolutely
question, right?
So everything in life will be about learning something. So and everything new. So keep on learning. Don't worry about the setbacks about life changing and exams changing and times change, and all. Accept that as the calm new norm, and just take a day at a time, take a month or a 6-month window at a time, and that's it. Don't overplan for the next 3, 4, 5, 10 years. You will not know what's going to happen. Yeah. So take the uncertainty and enjoy that right now.
As they say, change is the only constant.
Yeah, and look at 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds, 8-year-olds. They don't plan their life. They live that by day, and they're the happiest people in the world. And they still survive. Somebody's always there to take care of them. Most of you will have somebody there taking care of you regardless, as long as you give it their all. Yeah. And then that's fine, And as far as the specifics about exams and retakes, look, the idea of retakes is having a second try or a third try. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing. I mean, I was actually just shared something on Instagram today about somebody talking about how when a 1-year-old, the first time of a toddler starts walking, and they'll take 2-3 steps and they'll fall down. And we'll encourage them, oh, come on, get up. You can do this again. Because we are saying, okay, what are we asking the kid to do? Rewalk. Take a few more steps, fall down, rewalk, right? The real life is very important. So why can't it be for exams? It's an exam. It's not like an exam is a measure of your intelligence. It's a measure of how much you have learned something. And obviously 6 months later, having studied a little bit more, I might have learned a little more. So the re-examination shouldn't be too much of a stress. And most people dread is that, I've got to give another exam if I do a reset. But the point is that look at the opportunity it provides you. It provides you more time to revise the same thing along with everything else, to add on to your knowledge base that you can become smarter at it. So if you treat a retest as an opportunity and not as a stress marker, it's how you frame everything in life. For some people, getting up a fajr is the most beautiful opportunity in the world. For others, they moan and cry about it. It's the same act. It's your mind reframing it. Yeah. So for any resets or retakes of exams, you gotta embrace it as, hey, I got a second chance on this. You don't get a second chance in everything in life. But if you get second chances at exams, and if you feel that you need to improve, take the second chance. Don't just accept it and say, okay, you know what, I'll do better for the next thing. If you have a chance to improve something, go ahead, take it. Like, what's the worst that'll happen? You can't do worse than what you did before. It's highly unlikely, unless you are really fluking everything, you can do worse than before. So bad, take it. Like that should be because by the way, what kids don't realize is that, they think about resets as, I've got to now give more exam in the same time frame. But that's how we did our exams. We had no AS and A2. We had no 10th grade, 11th. I gave all my exams in O-levels in 11th grade. 11 in 1 year. 11 O-level papers in one exam setting.
Oh, wow.
I gave 3 A-level subjects, or actually 4 A-level subjects, in one go in A-levels. So, like, we did exactly what everybody who's going to reset everything was going to do. And it's absolutely doable. The AS and A2, the stage division was only done so that some of you can get a chance to try out the thing a couple of times. It was designed for resets. So take a reset. That's okay. Yeah. Perfectly. As long as you plan your life and day better. I think what people don't realize is if you can calendar your whole day and life, everything is great after that.
It actually does help,
Yes.
as much as it's made fun of. I think that
Yeah.
kind of good routine to kind
Routine
of play
really,
with,
yes.
it's fun because you have the basics down,
Yeah.
and then everything else is a playground for you to play with.
Absolutely. And you don't have to have to-dos tied to a calendar. You don't have to say, okay, today I'm going to solve 3 papers for math. Instead of saying that, say today for 2 hours I will do math from 9 to 11 a.m. Then from maybe I'll take a half an hour break, schedule that in. Then and exactly that. That's all you gotta do. And schedule in fun time also. Schedule in play time also. But as long as it's scheduled, following that, you will be much. And schedule in even spontaneous dinner plans. But you say, you know what, 7 to 10 p.m. I'll do something or the other. Either go out for dinner, have dinner at home, watch TV, whatever I'll do, it's there. In that time I'll be spontaneous.
Yeah. I think it's also very calming effect to having a time block thing, because when you do achieve a certain spectrum of things, the end of which makes you feel like you've achieved.
Yeah.
And that feeling is what keeps you going for the next day and then the next day and then so on and so forth.
And also, by the way, I think everything in life that somebody's accomplished, though every big person who's done anything in life has had a schedule of their own life. Daily rituals, morning routines, those help you to not use your brain space in always thinking what to do now. When you make a whole month's plan of your calendar, you've already done that thinking one day. So every day you're not thinking about what will I do next. Just follow it. Just follow it. Hey, my life is... And if you keep following that, you'll realize, okay, looks doable. I'm following it every day. It's fine. So I think people have not really truly appreciated what a routine does.
Yeah.
And scheduled routine.
I think the concept of being tied down is scarier than actually the doing of it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we are more scared of tying ourselves down to our own schedules. But we let the world tie us down in so many things. Oh. You know, the phone ties us down, the apps ties us down, the friends ties us down, everything ties us down, but we don't care about those. The day we decide to tie ourselves down, we are afraid of that.
Yeah, which is very weird, because autonomy is one of those beautiful things in the world.
And you have this, and you control your schedule. You don't like it tomorrow, change it. But schedule it and then change it if you don't like it. But schedule it and don't like a schedule, okay, I'll make a new schedule. But it's in your control.
Yeah, it's about autonomy, right?
Yeah.
It's about you have to make that
Choice, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think children and students would really appreciate this. I think it's also nice to be reminded that failure is actually a really fun thing.
It is.
It's so much fun, right? Like, just do it again.
See, I think somebody else said something very fascinating. So when somebody fails at something, instead of saying, you failed at something, you just say, not yet. Not yet is...
This possibility opens up in the world.
Yeah, you can always do it again. You didn't pass this yet. You can pass it the next time. That's what retakes are. Hey, you got a D, that means you haven't really aced it yet.
Yeah.
Reframe that and just keep doing it.
It actually makes a difference. The phraseology of your thinking changes everything.
Yeah, because nothing in life is time bound, right? Like, oh, I can only do it at this age. No, you can redo things all your life. You know, so that's fine.
Yeah, a teacher of mine actually once said that if you are going to fail, right? Imagine, what is the worst case scenario? And then in that worst case scenario, are you going to give up on yourself? You're probably not, right?
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Like, just
try
give
again.
up and then do it, right? So you might as well just do it with a happy face.
Yeah, absolutely. What's the worst that happened? Exactly. And if you can imagine the worst, and everything's still the world is still working in the worst of times.
And what, you'll survive, right? That you're meant to survive. You'll survive.
Cool. Absolutely.
Yeah, so that's nice. Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. Okay. So that was a very nice talk. On a more casual note, is there some stuff that you're watching, learning, reading that you would like to share with people?
I've been actually watching 2 documentaries.
Okay.
And I'm not saying it to show off that I like documentaries, it's because they've been addictive and I've been loving them. So one of them is I'm doing a three-peat, repeating it a third time. Drive to Survive is a documentary on Formula One.
Yeah.
And the reason why I was watching it, because I used to watch it when I was in A-levels, Formula One, when we had no decision and all that stuff. So it reminded me of that time, how was pure time of that life. Also, at the same time, the competitiveness of these drivers. And they don't give up. They lose a race, again, they will fail a race, they'll restart again. Every year, they don't give up. They're like, okay, I can do it again. So, and there's only 1 out of 22 who wins. And mostly it's Lewis Hamilton, but they'll still keep trying. So that's what life is about. The fun is and some of them are getting happy at just getting 8th place. Because they know in the car they got, this is the best they could do. And that's what life is. It was really, so I find it addictive. I watch it at every dinner time, at lunchtime. And then I started watching this documentary called Hitler's Circle of Evil, which seems very dark, but the idea was, and I'm very fascinated by the fact that because Hitler, by the way, if people don't realize it, was elected into power. The Nazi party was elected into power. It was not a revolution. They got 1 seat, they got into power. That means the whole nation said, we want this.
They just didn't realize what happened after.
Yeah, so the point was, how can somebody manipulate somebody to become like that? So a whole nation was manipulated. So propaganda is real. Propaganda can affect. So the power of the human speech, that's right there in Hitler's time. That was all through speech. And then what fascinates me about this is that I know the total destruction World War II caused onto Germany. But right now, they are still the strongest nation in Europe. They have the biggest economy. So how do they bounce back?
The tenacity of their efficient system.
Yeah. And the engineering, the tenacity, their work methodology, everything. And they have a work-life balance. They play sports like crazy. We all know their sports team. I mean, Formula One, you'll have at least 2 German drivers every year. Michael Schumacher was German, Sebastian Vettel is German. So you have that. Then you have the football team. They've won World Cups, So, we know they play also. They play hard, they work hard, they do everything. And they're still running Europe, so.
For sure. I think that they even on many levels, they've proven how efficient systems really can work.
Absolutely.
Both work and play.
Work and play, absolutely. They've got it sorted. Absolutely. They've rebuilt a whole nation based on efficiency. And yes, they get that title also because they are efficient, but they're also very artsy. There's a whole music industry that came up. The classical music scene is German-based, German drama, German literature. Absolutely. So they don't get talked about enough, but they are.
I think that and Japan. I find both Germany and Japan truly fascinating as a system,
as a civilization, as a way of life.
It's very cool, very cool. I love it.
Yeah, they are. Yes. They are.
But now that we're talking also about Germany, is there particular artists that you love from there? By the way.
From Germany?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember I was in college, I really liked at times listening to Bach and, Mozart and Beethoven. And I think some of them are Austrian, some of them are German. I can't tell the difference, but they're very similar. One area. Similar people also, but Austrians will say they're more artistic, and I will give it to them. That's fine. And modern bands, they would have a lot of death metal come out of Germany, which I'm not a big fan of. But so I would not say that I have any particular, artists that I particularly follow from Germany. But yes, I like the as a nation, the people, and I wanted to learn more about them. First, I wanted to learn about Russia also. So the Russian civilization, the history. So there's a lot to learn from people, and then you'll see a lot of things repeat themselves. So again, it's just the world is. There's always so much to learn. Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you for giving me your time. It was a very, very fun talk.
Do it again.
Let's do this again.
Done.